Hello. How was everybody tonight? What day is this? Tuesday. I didn't get a damn thing done today. But after this, I'll start doing some stuff. I wake up when the sun goes down. So I got one person in here. Somebody else must be live. So let's see. I wanted to discuss summer walls and everyone's theories. Who's in here? You can talk. Say hello. Whoever it is. Maybe people don't care about summer anymore. I don't know. It seems like when I post follow-ups on stories that nobody really cares, which is baffling to me, because if the story was really interesting, wouldn't you want to know how the court case, like how it turned out? If the perpetrators were sentenced, if the, child or whatever got, hi Sue Lawson, child or whatever got justice. Hi Sam Wilkins. Sue, we'll talk about that. We'll go down my timeline. So, yeah, I know people do, and then some people say, why don't you talk about something else? I do talk about other things. I don't just have one topic on my channel. So I got some interesting things coming up. Hi, Annabelle. Some people bash people that talk about summer. Others put summer in their title and don't talk about summer. I'm not monetized, so I'm not grifting. But anyway, so all opinions welcome, all theories welcome. Let's discuss them. Hey, Eve, I hope you guys brought your notes. So if I'm mistaken about something or there's something I haven't thought of, feel free to come up with it. Just, be respectful to me and chat. That's all I ask. And, I don't like certain sexual language here. So let's talk about the facts in the Summer Walls case. They are very few facts, very few, that we are allowed to know, right? And it seems like the main people circling around Summer all have conflicting stories, ones that change from day to day. So we have to kind of rule those out, which is why I never listened to Don and Candace's early interviews. I didn't want that to be stuck in my brain and have me use that information. But then there's people that were there with them and saw things with their own eyes and know things that wish to remain anonymous. And I do honor that. So, like I know several people that helped Wells fix up their house right after they went missing. Then there's people that just repeat rumors that they've heard around town. And then they're the lowest. Who did I miss? Did I miss somebody? Oh, Sam Wilkins. Then there's people that just, I heard on social media, right? So I know people care a lot about receipts. And then when you post receipts, they bash you for posting receipts or going real life on people. And actually, hey, Mr. Nobody. Hey, Sidekick. Mr. Nobody threw me with his question. Where was I? Yeah, then you get told anytime you post a public record or court document or something, that's going real life. That is not going real life. Not what I would consider going real life. I would think that would be like calling someone's neighbors, friends, relatives, UPS man, which happened in the summer in the Sebastian Rogers case. What would the UPS man know about? I don't know. I just think that's insane. Sidekick, you don't know what to believe, though. They told 50 million different stories. Mr. Nobody, I've gone back and watched them now. But clues? I don't know. So we'll talk about this. Okay, so what I'm going to give is my timeline. This is my opinion here. From what I can gather, and there have been, some photographs that I've seen that did prove things, but I see Gavel Geeks finally came out and released those. So you can go over in her channel and see. She showed the photos with the metadata on them. I think there's no longer any doubt for anybody that's filed the case that Summer did go missing on the 15th. I know some people think she went missing the week before. That's, yeah, kind of not so, in my opinion. Okay, so let's start in the morning. Feel free to chime in. So Don said he woke up and left the house at 7:30. At the beginning, anyway. I don't know, Sidekick. Maybe they just thought up better stories. Some of the first stories they told, aren't true. I don't know. Oh, and that's one thing I wanted to remember to say is that a couple of people keep saying Candace said if she found Summer in the woods, she would scoop her up and destroy the crime scene. So they're saying that proves that Candace did it and it's a crime, committed a crime. I don't see it that way at all. But I know a lot of people tend to ascribe the most uncharitable meaning to everything some people say. I think if somebody killed Summer or she died in the woods or whatever by herself and Candace came along and found her and scooped her up, she would be destroying a crime scene. Actually, a scene that should be roped off and investigated for evidence. So what's wrong with saying that? I don't understand that. She's not saying she did it. That doesn't even make any sense. Okay, hey, that girl. Yeah, Eve, I think every one of them does lie. Okay, so Dawn woke up left for work at 7:30, allegedly. And then Candace, Candy, and Summer left the house at 8 because they had to be at Holston at 8:30. So then Candace or Hunter, one of them, texted the other one because of COVID. They weren't allowed to go in the hospital there. So, hey, Wondering Hearts. She also said if she had been there, nobody would have treated Summer that way. Yes, and we will get to that. I will talk about that. Let me put up the Summer Wells banner here. Okay, back to the chat. There we go. Where was I? So I think probably, I don't know. I honestly don't know. Could go either way, and I don't really think it matters. But so Candace goes over to Hunter's, sits around for a while, chit chat. They're gonna go fishing, allegedly. I don't know why people said they can't go fishing without fishing gear. I believe the fishing gear was kept in the back of the truck because that's all they did was fish. And we've never seen any fishing gear hanging around in any of the pictures, so I don't know why you wouldn't have it in your trunk. People that play golf have their golf clubs in the trunk, so you never know when you're going to find a good place to fish or play golf. Okay, wait, I missed some people. I'm sorry. Hey, Teddy Wood. Hello. Who else we got here? Kyle. Hi. Welcome. Glad to see you over here. Okay. So, phishing allegedly. So, Candy Messages. Hey, Sadie Lynn. I think, Candy Messages that she's ready. They take off and go pick her up. And then she has a prescription, a written prescription, and all opioid or controlled drug prescriptions in Kentucky now and then had to be e-scripts. So it couldn't have been an opioid. She had a paper script that they dropped off. So was there fish gear or not? I don't know. I said allegedly. I don't know. We don't know. But they fished an awful lot. And people said they never would have went swimming at that isolated spot that she planned something. I have a picture of like probably 8 people there swimming and on the shore. So apparently, plus there was a garbage back there filled with garbage. So I don't think it's that rare for people to go there. I wouldn't go there. Who knows? But if it was a kid baby, Hunter didn't seem to mind. That girl. What was in Tennessee? Oh, you're right. I'm sorry. Tennessee. I'm confused. Yes, Tennessee. Then and now in Tennessee. Thank you for correcting me. So people don't clip that. That's a party make at our place. Oh, there's enough lies to go around, Mr. Nobody. I think a lot of their story is a lie. So let's continue on. Hi, Innocent. Let's continue on and feel free to chime in because I know you'll keep your knee on my neck. Okay, so which is fine. Okay, so they picked up candy. They went and dropped the prescription off at Walmart. It was going to be 30 minutes probably. Yeah, it was the same rule in Tennessee, that girl, and that's what I meant. Sorry, just misspoke. Kentucky on my mind. Oh, that's Indiana. Okay. Anyone know about the Tyler Hall? Oh, I was going to post that, Sadie. Actually, I took screenshots of it. I'm so tired of kids going missing, especially autistic children. I don't know why people don't keep better track. I can keep my cats from going outside. Yet in my neighborhood groups, there's a couple of missing dogs or cats every day. I don't understand it myself. But anyway, back to our subject at hand. Okay, so they decide to go swimming, right? And because it's COVID, Candace said she did not want to go to the main swimming area. I know JLR interviewed someone there at the horse stables who said that the truck was there all day. Okay, we know that that's not true, right? Because it's seen in other places both before and after they went swimming. So Candace took the swimming video at, somebody refresh me, was it 12? I'm getting that time mixed up with the milk jug video. It's 12:36 or 12:32. Yes, Kyle, definitely. Just read that I don't know. I took the pictures, but I haven't looked. Okay, so where was I? Getting distracted by chat. Okay, so then they went to a couple of vape places, party stores or tobacco or whatever, allegedly. And they ended up at Sonic at 3:00, which was when buy one, get one half off or something started, happy hour. So they were right there at 3. That manager, I know at least 3 people that went there to talk to the manager who said she saw E. She saw Summer. She was laughing and giggling, which was why she was remembered. And that was at 3:00. So then they said they drank the slushies on the way to Payless. And at Payless, Candy and Candace went inside. Candy used the cart. There's pictures of that. And Hunter and Summer stayed in the truck, which Hunter said watching TikTok, right? Hiya, Curlers in Crime. I know, Eve, that's why it's so mystical. So we have her giggling and laughing at 3. 2. Wait. Oh, sorry. I screwed up. 2. 2 was happy hour. Sorry. So we have her giggling and laughing at 2. Then they went to Priceless. Okay. After Priceless, they dropped Hunter off, which was about 2:45, near as I can figure. I know other people said, oh, yeah, they definitely were. And that cart had quite a few things in it. They didn't just pick up 2 things. Even to get around on those carts. Yeah, they were definitely there longer. Then they dropped Hunter off. And there was a little interaction there, allegedly. Allie, I know later she said she didn't go out to the truck. However, Hunter said that she came out to talk to Candace because Candace needed Allie's approval for Hunter to go to some, I don't know, Johnsonville or whatever, some water park or something the next weekend. And he said that Candace handed him 2 vapes and he showed them to his mother there at the side of the truck. And then he went in. So that's his story, I guess. Depends on what you believe. Didn't Allie say that at first? And then also Leslie said she saw. So Sonic is the last place she was seen alive by a person. Yes. That is correct. Yes. Yep. Exactly. That's what I'm thinking. It takes a while. Yep. Find one, get in it. Yep, Annabelle. Yep, that's over in Gavel Geeks if you want to go check that out. Oh, Teddy, that's fine. Listen away, but feel free to chime in. Yeah, there was quite a bit in there, actually. So, but they said they weren't at Sonic very long. They didn't drink the slushies there. They drank them on the way to Sonic. Or on the way to Payless. Sorry, my mind is wandering. Okay, so then they leave Hunter's house and head home, which I believe is around 30 minutes drive. So they, at 3:09 is the milk jug video and the milk jug picture. And people have tracked that place to be 10 minutes from Ben Hill. Okay, wait. Is she overheated? But, okay, wouldn't Hunter notice that she was being overheated? I mean, Hunter was in there too. Was a little hefty then. You'd think he would be hotter than she was. I don't know. Kyle. I'm sure if they had video, the police collected it. I think they have more video than we know. I mean, it came out that they have video from, well, they took video from Sonic. They went in to get video at the hippie house, and someone said they told them they didn't have video, but later they went back, and the manager said that that employee just didn't know that they had cameras. Oh, I'm sorry, just a minute. No, I know, Eve, and that's why we're just postulating here, thinking about what could have happened. We really don't know. Hunter, they wouldn't have had time to take Hunter home between Sonic and Priceless, though. And according to everyone, he didn't get home until later, so I don't know. So then at 3:09, Summer does not look good. She's alive. Experts have said that. But she doesn't look good. She doesn't. Her posturing, her condition look pretty deteriorated. Payless, did I say Priceless? Okay, they have scrubbed those phones, except what Hunter turned over to Ellie. CM Chris McDonough, right at the beginning, when Don said their phones were scrubbed from, I don't know, 3 or 3:30 on, he said that that's the software that the FBI uses, and that's happened in a lot of cases. I don't know that to be true. I haven't been able to find confirmation of that, but that's what he said. So blame him on that. Payless? Was it Payless? I thought it was Priceless. Payless is shoes. Don't confuse me, because people will be clipping it. Where was I? No, I don't know that that's true, CM. I just know that he said that. Hey, Tangeray. Welcome. Yeah, I just know that he said that. So I don't know. But regardless, everything is in the cloud. So, I mean, Don and Candace didn't seem to lose any pictures or anything. So even if your phone was wiped, you could get it all back. So let's see. I think it's Priceless. Somebody tell me. Oh, Tangeray. Everybody is welcome here, trust me. Even people that don't like me. Now, yeah, Teddy Wood, how is that confirmed? And if you say PG, I'm going to block you. No, I'm just kidding. Priceless, thank you. I thought it was. Okay, so it's my theory that something happened while Candace and Candy were in the store and Hunter and Summer were in the truck. Because she's laughing and jumping around in the water, giggling and laughing at Sonic at 2. And then at 3:09, she doesn't look good. She looks unconscious or whatever. Well, hey, Chill Billy. Well, my mind is wandering. Priceless, Payless. It's Priceless. Thank you. I'm glad everybody's coming in to correct me, because people are going to clip stuff, I know. And Lisa said this. Okay. Thanks, Kyle. Okay. Yeah. Peachy. Okay, so that's my theory. And if you go back to Ziggy Valero's 3 or 4 interviews there with Critical K, I think what she said, although I did dismiss it at first because there were a few inconsistencies over time. But I think she did the best she could because she took notes afterwards. She didn't record it. I honestly do believe, and then Don said that Candy told it all or whatever and was mad, allegedly. That sounds plausible to me that, they came home, Summer wasn't well, and Candace left to meet Don, right? I think that is what happened. So, what happened between them getting to the grocery store and them getting home? Something. So, as far as somebody kidnapping her off the hill and all that, I don't think that happened. I really don't. And as far as Ernie being missing, I just found out last week, somebody said Dalton was with him while he was missing. So that makes me even less think that he had anything to do with it. I have talked to Dalton. I tried to get an interview, and he seemed like he would do it, but then that kind of fell apart. Okay, so wait. So you think Hunter did something and Candace hid it? I don't know, but I think Hunter knows. Why did he say I just fucked up big time or whatever to his dad? I think he does know. I really do. And I think that his actions and words before and after show that, like you said, the lies start earlier. You heard it from PG. Okay, PG is not a reliable source in my timeline because she lies frequently. Oh, PG doesn't talk to Candace. No. Why would they hide her if Hunter did something? I can't answer that because I don't know what it is. I don't know. There might be something there. Candace and Hunter were like, high school best friends, giggling at adolescent humor and this and that. I don't know. Maybe she wanted to protect him. And I don't even know if he did anything, but I think he knows. I don't know. But see, the point I'm trying to make is somebody taking her from the basement or her wandering out to the road and getting run over. I don't think any of that happened. I do think that something happened at Priceless or around that time, and then at 309, I do think she was really in a bad way there in the truck. Yeah, I don't think so. Hey, Lizzie. Hi, welcome. Renee, hello. Oh, Rain Dancer. Okay, great. Yeah, I don't think he's hanging out with them. And yes, I agree. I think that would be a huge mistake. Oh, I'm doing good. Except that I keep calling Priceless Payless, apparently. Other than that. Well, I'm not saying that they're covering for him, Mr. Nobody. I don't know what happened. I'm just saying during that period of time, something happened to her. I don't know what it would be or why they would have a reason to cover it up. I don't know. Maybe it didn't have anything to do with Hunter. I'm just saying that's the time period. Kyle. I was just kidding. I hardly block anyone. Prayer Garden did a live interview with Hunter. When was this? I want to go back and watch it. Prayer Garden? Hunter talked to Prayer Garden? Oh, Lord. I thought Prayer Garden said Candace and Don were not on the hill and another couple was living there. Okay, where are we now? Well, welcome, Lizzie. Oh no, I didn't know PG was like, oh my God, yes. PG is the biggest liar on YouTube. Does anybody dispute that? Because there might be a couple contenders. I don't know. So was it a fake phone call or was he actually on panel, cammed up? That's what I want to know. Oh, okay. Yeah, I've heard her say various things about Don. Don was friendly with someone and sent them pictures when he came home from Arkansas that night. That showed, all the lights on in the house and his truck in the driveway and a little groundhog outside and stuff. And then PG went live right when I got those pictures and said that there were no lights or electricity at Ben Hill because the rats had eaten all the wiring. I'm thinking, I'm looking at pictures of the house lit up like a Christmas tree, but I couldn't say anything because I was asked to keep that quiet. But, she just makes stuff up to make it sound like she knows things. Okay, so if someone did take her, or there was someone they knew the doing so in cases, normally inserts themselves into case. That is true. They want to know what's going on. What I want to know is when Hunter went over there, well, when Candace went over to Hunter's house, like 2 or 3 days later, I believe it was 2 days later, and wanted to know what he said and everything. I think there's a secret there. There's some story that they cooked up that she wanted to make sure he stuck to. Why would she go over there and ask him what he said? And then when he said he looked on her phone and there was 16 text messages, okay. She walked to the truck. He picked up her phone and looked. When you delete a message on an Android, it's gone forever. It does not go in your trash. And then you have to delete it. It even warns you, because I've done it once. It warns you. You're deleting this forever or whatever. Are you sure you want to do this? It does not go in your trash to be deleted later. Plus, in the time that she noticed him and turned around when she's at the truck, which isn't very far away, he had time to count 16 messages. I'm sorry, I don't believe that at all. But that's just me. I don't know. You tell me. You tell me. How do you know they didn't commit it? How do we know who committed it? I don't know. I'm not saying that, Mr. Nobody. I'm just saying that something happened between that time. I do believe that. Well, it could be. You had a Payless grocery store? No, you're just going to confuse me again because I'm going to start calling it Payless. Your theory is 3 adults. I don't know if it was a non-family member. Maybe Candace or Candy did something to her. I don't know. I don't have any idea. I'm in my 30s. Where you live from? I'm from New Zealand? Ah, another Kiwi. Hey, Pandora's spiders. No, she did a live video last night about, oh, well, yeah, okay. Um, oh, innocent, talking New Zealand. Well, Kyle, you have to realize that Pearl Garden makes things up. And she also thinks that Frank Light, that went to prison for hundreds of CSAM material, is a nice guy. So that should tell you something there. Oh, great. No way. Well, if it came from Annabelle, we know it's the truth. He was hanging out in the attic. Oh, my Lord. It must have been blazing hot up there. Was he autistic? I didn't know. That's good news. Okay, so they come home, get out. I don't believe Summer ever went into the house. I don't think she got out of the truck at all. I do believe Ziggy Valero, I think she left to go see Don. So 309 to so that's 320, right? So did she meet Don somewhere? Did she? Well, I said something happened between Sonic and 309, between 2 and 309. Yeah, a missing child. Well, there's been some. Leslie Earnhardt has said there's no evidence of this or that, no evidence of an abduction. Hey, 120 acres. Exactly. It happened after Sonic. And at 309, she looks like it's happened to her. I mean, everybody thinks she's either injured or dead in that picture. We know she wasn't dead. So she don't look dead. Shouldn't have the symptoms of looking dead. So that's what I'm saying. Something happened between Sonic and 309. Oh, Teddy, yeah. Do you have a different name? You can go over there and tell her I said that. No, you can't believe anything she says. I could bring up some suggestions. You think she was asleep on the way home? I don't know. Could be, and swimming does make children tired. It always made me tired. So what time was she officially reported missing? 6:30. 6:33. I'm sure somebody here knows. I don't know what the orange drink was. Yeah. I don't know. And then we get all kinds of things like Leslie said she was talking to her at Hunter's and she was captured on the camera across the street from their house. And I have all those text messages screenshotted from Leslie. Candy said she was told Ziggy Valero that she looked just like she did in the picture. The problem with that is Hunter said he was in the middle with the milk in his lap, right? Or by his feet or whatever, by him. And Summer was next to the door. So when they got to, if that was true, when they got to Allie's, Summer would have had to have gotten out. Because, I mean, even if Hunter climbed over her to get out, that's pretty gymnastic there to have the milk in your lap and somehow put the milk next to you and climb out over Summer and move Summer over on the milk. I don't believe that happened. So, plus that would have left sopping wet Hunter sitting on those Skittles, and they didn't melt or bleed color or anything. So, something wrong with that. I don't know. People said those were real Skittles, but what if they weren't? What if they were CBD ones or anything? If Summer was sitting there next to the door, and I'm just thinking of this now because of your questions and stuff. What if she ate some? What if they got those at the hippie house or one of the other places they visited? What if Summer did get into them? What if it wasn't the orange drink? What if it was the Skittles? And that's why they were strewn across the seat. So they were actually where Summer was sitting. That's why they weren't wet. And that's what happened to her. Okay, that's why 3 adults would cover up, because they let a child ingest drugs that caused her death, right? Yeah. Yeah, unfortunately, and I haven't seen that creator that did a lot of those that made Summer look beaten up when she was with Marlena's daughter, just coming home from a party. Oh, that girl, I think they know too. Yeah. 624, thank you. 623. Okay, thanks. Well, dry drowning, according to some medical professionals, does not happen that fast. And there are some symptoms that she didn't seem to have. But Candace would have had to. Yeah, there's a lot of questions about that. I don't know. Well, I think children, it's not weed. Oh, Kyle, no problem. Okay, I'm looking through this. Medical records. Well, what's the other thing then? THC? I don't know. There's something that comes like Skittles. Okay, so throw that out. That didn't happen. Throw that out then. I don't know. I don't have any idea. I'm just throwing that out there. I don't know any more than anyone else. So here we have, remember, this is my theory. Here we have Candace taking Summer somewhere and coming back without her. Yeah, Eve. THC. Okay. THC is a psychoactive. THC might hurt a child. Oh, Hunter said Grandma bought them for Summer at the store. The Skittles? Okay, so does that sound right? Hey, Moonshine Girl, look at all the good stuff going on in chat. Tennessee's ban on THC. I don't know anything about those gummies. THC, CBD. I don't know anything about any of that. When I was still working, I did think about that CBD oil, but a trucker got tested dirty for that, even though it was no THC in it or whatever, and it did. So when I asked the pharmacist, she said there's no control over that and what's really in that, and they can say anything they want, and you don't know. So it really wasn't worth risking my job on it, actually. Yeah, I don't know. So let's continue on with my theory. So then Candace came home. She had either met Don somewhere or called Don. And then at 4:30, she took the drugs over to Fred's because Don told her to clean the house out. And Don said she didn't get them all, and he had to go back over there later and take the rest. So that came from a couple people, and the Ziggy and Fred said that when Fred got home, because he wasn't home then. Chad Arnold told Candace he wasn't home. He did say there was a backpack there, right, with drug making and drug paraphernalia in it. So that fits right in with that. Hi, Karen A. No, I don't either. Don't smoke, don't drink. Well, that's interesting. Yeah, Karen, welcome. Feel free to throw out your thoughts. Mr. Nobody rolling his eyes. So we know Don took lunch around that time, right? Wonder if we knew, which we knew. So people said Chad Arnold, well, PG mainly says Chad Arnold. Candace had Summer in the truck. No, Candace was alone. And then Chad Arnold followed Candace out with the deceased Summer. Mrs. Chambers was there talking with Chad still just before the police got there. And he said, what happened? And she told him a child was missing. And he said, I'm going to get out of here before the police get here. So that came from Mrs. Chambers. She's also the one that lives across from the cemetery. She took pictures of the cemetery that PG keeps saying that Summer was put in an open grave. She said Chad Arnold, I think, was the grave digger. He was not. They have a grave digger there, and they have a person that digs graves when that person's not available, neither one of whom are Chad Arnold. They said they poured a slab in the bottom before the funeral when they dug it. So, plus, there's cameras there fixed on the graveyard. It's not very big. And law enforcement came and got the footage from both those cameras, and nobody had put a body in there. They did that right at the beginning when the search was going on. So Summer's not in that grave, and they know that. So that's why they're not letting PG blackmail them into whatever. If they don't search that grave, I'm quitting my channel. Oh, I used to take full spectrum. Kratom? But it doesn't get you high. Oh, I know somebody that says he gets high from it every day. Freeside! Where have you been? Okay, takes the drugs over, comes back home. So then she left twice. So then I wish Nana was in here. I think it was 5:30, 5:15 to 5:30 that Candace was at the gas station. She came and used the bathroom and then left. So what was the deal there? What was she doing at that gas station? Summer wasn't at that gas station. What was she doing over that way? That's kind of a mystery. Okay, then she comes home. The alleged notification to Don was at like 6:30. No, wasn't it 5:30? I think Don said, and his coworkers and his boss heard him. So he said he packed up his tools and drove home as fast as he could, but he didn't get there till 7:08 after the police. He was only just for all went there and drove it, and it was 24 minutes. So why did it take Don almost an hour and a half to get home from work? Especially if he was driving fast. I don't know. I don't think Candace called 911. I think Don did, and I think one of the boys did. Oh, yes. Hey, Prismo. Welcome. So that means absolutely. I do believe that. The last person she was with was Candace. Yes. What do you think, Mr. Nobody? According to the person that works at the gas station, yes. The cops did come and get the footage of that. And they said that Candace came back 2 weeks later and used their dumpster to throw away a bunch of toys and kids' clothes. So make of that what you will. Yeah. Well, didn't he say that was a dream or something? Yeah, it's been checked though. The cameras, you can't evade the cameras. I mean, the camera footage doesn't show anybody coming there around the grave, then nobody came around the grave. And it wouldn't have been at night, right? Because Dad and Candace were back at the house, both of them. Yeah, I don't know how that would have worked out. But I don't know. When somebody started that rumor that Rose Bly was buried under cement at Candy's house, even though law enforcement knew that wasn't true, they still had to take the time and the dogs and everything and go there and check it out. And, calling in, they have to check out all tips, and calling that stuff in is just, according to Rose's detective, a huge waste of time and resources. So if you're calling in tips every day to TBI, like one of PG's people, she just salivates at talking about kids and SA in detail over and over and over again. She gets on that subject and just can't stop. And it's disgusting. It's absolutely disgusting. That has no place on YouTube. Okay, wait. I agree if they can put something down alongside the grave and be able to tell what. Sort of like Ernie said, what could it hurt? Well, because they already saw the cameras and no one approached the grave at any time before that guy was buried. Plus, if they put it on top of the slab they poured when they dug the grave, then when they went to put down the casket, they would have seen a toad. She went on a run to get liquor. I don't. They said she didn't buy anything. She just went in the bathroom for a few minutes and then came out. So I don't know. Yeah, I think so, because he got the age wrong and the mom went for a walk. Yeah, the mom went on a walk. I don't think Candace walks anywhere. She drove over to Fred's. That was confirmed by 2 people. So I think it was one of the boys. And I think that's why they haven't released them. Candace said she threw her phone in the back of Don's truck, but Don's truck had that cover over the bed most of the time. So I don't know. There's so many questions and so many conflicting accounts that it's hard to tell. He said he did. Is that where Don was working? Chabili? He said he did. He said it took 24 minutes. No, go ahead. You don't believe me, and that don't stop me from telling my theory. Go ahead and tell it. Why wouldn't she just burn the clothes and put the toys? I have no idea, Sadie. Well, she technically did put the toys in the trash. Just at the gas station dumpster. I think some of them were Sam Wilkins, but didn't. I don't remember all that, but didn't. I thought Robin said that they cleaned them up and gave some of them back. I thought she said that. I don't know. Maybe it took her more than one trip. Candace had Summer had all those monster dolls. I got a picture of her playing with one, and there's more in the background. Candace said she collected those. Pandora's. Oh, I can't remember. I'd have to look in my notes. But more than one person has been there. Actually, so many people went there that a couple people put out please leave those people alone. Do not go to the gas station anymore. Actually, Chad Arnold isn't, because I did check that. I do have the guy's name, but it's not Chad Arnold. And somebody that knows Chad said there's no way that he would do any work, much less dig a grave. So I don't know him, but he wasn't either one of the people that were mentioned, the regular grave digger or the replacement. I don't know if there's, the same gas station. Yes. I don't know if there's video of that or not. I don't know if the dumpster, but I don't know the setup. I'd have to look at it, but the person said she came back 2 weeks later, the same person, and dumped toys and clothes into the dumpster. Okay, the dream, you're right. The dream was, where's Andy been anyway? I haven't seen him in any chats lately. He used to be in them every night. I haven't seen him in quite a while. The dream was that he saw Summer's body, wasn't it? I think that was the dream. You're right. Thank you. A trigger bad. I don't know. I don't know what these people. Yeah, but they already knew she wasn't buried there. But Allie started that to try to make Candace look bad. Yeah, Karen, I had Mrs. Chambers took those pictures for me of the cemetery. I posted them, and she said that law enforcement, during the initial search for Summer, came by and got the footage from those cameras. So they'd already eliminated the grave. Exactly. Yep. Thanks for coming in here, Girls of Crime. Where's the gas station? I don't know. I mean, I know I read it, but I can't remember where it is. But I thought it was 15 to 20 minutes from Candace's house. She went somewhere. But we got to remember that the camera on the corner recorded everybody that came or went during that period. So if some random vehicle came down there, they would know that. Law enforcement knows that. I think they know a lot. But I think they just either can't put it together or don't really have any evidence. I mean, you can see this and that and this and that, but, you know, it's like the story of the cherry pie that you put out on the windowsill and later it's gone. And then you see a dog with cherry pie filling on its face. That's circumstantial evidence because you did not see the dog eat the pie. So, I mean, we don't know. Even if they found Summer's body now, unless there was artifacts in the bones and things, you know, there wouldn't be any way to tell how she died or who did it. And I know a creator looked up abusive corpse. You're not going to be able to prove that Candace and Don put her wherever she's found. I don't think that an abusive corpse is, I believe the statute of limitations are up on that. I know a case where they think somebody murdered their daughter. They have a lot of social media presence, and the guy just got charged with abusive corpse because he had somebody take her and put her in a ditch. So, I mean, that's all you could prove, basically. I mean, they could prove that because they had somebody in between, but I don't know. Okay, Chillbilly. I don't know, that's just what I was told. Okay, the first time I was hearing it's one of the boys. Oh, I never heard David Dotson or somebody from the church. Yeah, I don't think Candace called. It just makes sense that the boys would get the age wrong and say Mom went for a walk. And then I know on one of them it says something about a family member reported on one of the dispatch calls. So she doesn't really say what family member. I don't know, Moonshine Girl. I do know I could look it up, but at the church. Okay. Oh, Zoomer's gas station? All right, there you go. Something to check out. I'm not sure. She is mean, outrageous. Yes. Yep. She can praise God on one hand and talk about sex in the next breath. Oh my God. I know there's so many rumors and stuff. Where's Mr. Nobody with his theory? Okay, Jonesboro. Okay, that's all I know is that Justin Furl, I remember that clearly, said that he went there and drove it, and it was 24 minutes. So, would it take an hour and a half? Don was working in the meadows. All right, so was he working in the ridges or the meadows? Now we got, or are they the same thing? Anything is possible. Yeah, exactly. So, there you go. Yeah, and it looked like little Lego pieces or something. Probably not Legos because those are expensive, but um, yeah, there did look like pieces of toys and things. Don used the word run on where Candace had gone, and others turned it into a walk. Yeah, I doubt she ran anywhere. Oh, yeah, flies. I forgot to say hi to you. I'm sorry. I can't disagree with you there. Although people criticize them for moving to Arkansas, why wouldn't they stay there? And some families can't stand to stay there, can't stand to stay at the house. I know one family moved because they just couldn't take it. They had to get out of there, but they did keep the same phone number. So, but yeah. I can't argue with that, Mr. Nobody. Oh, that's what okay, run. Well, I don't know where she went. At one point, she said she went to that church where the search center was set up, remember? And that was quite a ways. She said she was looking for Summer, but that was too far for Summer to have walked. But kids can. I remember one kid got found 4 miles away from where he went missing, so that was a little 4-year-old. You're absolutely right, Karen. That's why everybody keeps pouring it over. Candace said she still has the toys. Well, she sold some at a garage sale, gave some to the church, and threw some away. She might. There might have been some toys in that box. What do you think? I didn't really look. There was some hair stuff in there and some other things, so. No, I don't see Candace running either. Someone ran over and it wasn't a dream, and Andy really did. But I don't know. I don't know. But Andy wasn't home then. That's the problem. People have these things, and you need to put the timeline together and the things that we do know. So Andy wouldn't have seen somebody run over Summer. I don't think Andy's the kind of person that would see a child get hit in the road and not help them or call 911, honestly. Now, PG says that the dog, let's set this straight. The dogs did not hit at Fred's. And I don't know why people keep saying that. The dog went down the driveway and stopped at the concrete. And as far as the 2 footprints, I don't know. I don't believe that had anything to do with Summer either, in my opinion, because like 1 foot and they were quite a ways apart. That's just weird. And if somebody was carrying Summer and put her down, like some people say, I mean, she'd put both feet down. She wouldn't just put one. I don't know, but I emailed EquiSearch and they said that they did not find any footprints, but they had heard that rumor. So there you go. And I have posted that email. And Kirst did too. Oh, okay. So, yeah, nothing hit at Fred's. I don't even know why that. I think Fred's trying to honestly insert himself into the story more than is truthful. And you know, Ziggy's going to fire up alive and do a tarot reading on me tonight. But PG said that was Somerset because Summer was down there by the road when Jackie Dobbs was there the day before, and that was her son. Oh yeah, all the kids were down there, including Summer, the boys, the whole Wells family was down there. And Andy and Jody Sue and their kids, everybody was down there by the road. Well, I asked Jackie, and he said he did not recall seeing Summer down there. So there you go. I don't know. I wonder what Robin would say nowadays. You know, Robin also said that she did not see Summer with her haircut till Mother's Day, right? I have a picture of Robin and Summer shortly after she had her head shaved in March or the very first days of April. I think it's March. Yeah, Summer's running to Robin, holding her hands out. It was right before, it was the party before she was with Journey in front of the camper when they were pretending they were old ladies. So did Robin just forget? I mean, March, April, May. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what Robin knew or when she knew it. Robin seems a little too cheerful about the whole situation. Yeah, you can't tell. All he can do is think, what about this? What about that? Well, that could be too. Went for a walk. I don't know. I think the run was her going, hi, darling Spencer, welcome. Yeah, that could be too. Yep. Yeah, it's very hard. You know, they did with, what's the little Harmony Montgomery? That just breaks my heart. She was the most adorable little thing. Now, they never found her body, but they did find DNA in the freezer where Adam worked or had worked. So, yeah. I've seen cases where they didn't either have to have blood, enough blood that a person could not survive, or a piece of deep brain tissue that a person could not survive if you don't have a body. Unless you have an eyewitness, I guess. And truthfully, there's not a lot of eyewitnesses. Hi, Rain Dancer. Down from Zoomers, 1 block, same side of the road. Okay. I believe she left in Candy's truck. It was Exxon. Hi, Kels. It was Exxon on John B. Just went down from Zoomers. Okay, thank you. I'm going to take a screenshot of that. Add that to my thing. Welcome. Happy to see you here. Well, she might still be alive for all we know. Innocent. That's absolutely correct. Mr. Nobody, would you please tell me your theory? I keep asking. They can. That's why I just said they pulled DNA from the freezer where Adam Montgomery were. Okay. Lisa's been in chat. Did I miss somebody? No. Eve, your little pink Av stands out to me. Yes. Don and Candace did get their phones back. Now, I talked to someone that she had reached out to me. She told me that, and I was in a group with the people that were helping the Wells fix up their house. Some of them came from out of state even. And they were buying summer, like some kids themed bedroom set and all this stuff for when she came back. I don't know. They bought Candace kitchen supplies. I don't know. Anyway, one lady, bought the flooring, but then she had a fallout with Candace, and she said that flooring is in her garage. Candace was never getting it. So I think somebody else, I heard, bought some flooring, but you don't know if that's true. But she said, okay, here's what she told me, that Don had kept the same phone, that he did not get a new phone, and that he kept that phone for months until he dropped it and broke the screen. So she said that she had used that phone and helped Don do things on it because he wasn't very proficient. So she had actually used the phone a few times. And she said that something about his Facebook. He wanted to know how to deactivate his Facebook. So she deactivated it for him. And then it was online again. So then she said he gave it back to her. And she said that time she changed the password. So she said about 15 minutes later, Candace emailed her and asked her what Don's Facebook password was. So, damn well Candace was posting as Don on his Facebook. That's a little odd. But apparently Don didn't know. Yeah. And Chris McDonough said that. Yeah, and allegedly Hunter's was kept because of the other stuff. I believe. I couldn't figure out why they would give the Welsers back and not Hunter, so I figured it was for some other reason. Although now Hunter said that they said they could come and pick it up, and they just didn't bother because he had already bought a new phone. Crazy chicken lady. Hey, I sent you a little video today, and I made a custom background for our messenger just for you. Sadie Lynn, wonder have Don? No, he's been with her long enough, but they never did. Let's see. Rose disappeared in 2009, August. Don and Candace had the oldest boy, was just a baby, and I believe Candace was pregnant with the second one. No. Don said he never met Candace, or never met Rose. Rose said she never met Don. So, I mean, the Wells didn't go up to their wedding. Candace wasn't really close with her family, except for Candy. So, now Rose did go down to visit Candace in Arkansas before Candace met Don. It's when she was with that other guy. And there's pictures of her there. There's pictures of her in a bathing suit by a waterfall and stuff. And she went alone down there, and Don was not. Don was not in the picture yet. Okay, what are we at next? Everybody's saying hi to flies. Mr. Nobody. I wouldn't give my theory out here. Why not? Well, let's give your thoughts. Maybe it'll help the rest of us out. Okay, no, Zoomers is where Fred said he was at, and Candace at Exxon. Exxon is down from Zoomers and a mile from Priceless. Yeah, that was funny where he said he exactly the pump he met her at. When like the credit card thing at the pump or something is inactive and you have to go inside, I don't know what the hell, even after standing there at the pump, I don't know what pump it is. And I certainly wouldn't remember 5 minutes later. I have to lean back and look, and I'm like, I don't know. Well, you too, girlfriend. Miss Lisa, what do you think about the trailer 1 mile away from them with the red truck? I thought that happened later, that truck came along later, didn't it? What did they say? Somebody just said that law enforcement said there was over 100 red trucks in the area. The thing is, the FedEx driver saw the red truck, and it was not on Ben Hill, and it was on the side of the road with nobody in it. So I don't know if that FedEx driver, it seems like they would recognize the vehicles in the area because you drive the same area every day. I knew who everyone's dogs were, and when I found a dog a long ways away from the home, remember one time a dog, I walked in and said, what is this guy's dog doing out here at a business? And they're like, oh, is that whose dog it was? He's been here for 2 days. I'm like, so I took the dog home, and the guy said, oh, I had him in the back of the truck. I didn't realize he jumped out. Like, how crazy. We didn't see it for a while, though. How long was it? They had that whole shelving unit full of games and toys. I don't know. Seems like they had a lot of toys over the years, Christmas and stuff. But 120 acres. How long ago after was it that Chris McDonough got there? Because if she was at the gas station 2 weeks later, approximately 2 weeks later, throwing things in the dumpster, she could have got rid of him before Chris got there. I don't know. I didn't see all those monster dolls there when Chris was there. Yeah, and not 2 weeks later. I wouldn't think. I certainly wouldn't. I still have all my cat's collars and ashes and treats and Halloween costumes. Oh my goodness. If I give my theory out all the way, someone will steal my idea and sell it, or would notify the guilty parties. It'd be hard pressed to think of a guilty party that hasn't already been discussed on social media. I don't know. Candy went to her best friend's house in Wisconsin and told her that she had lied to the police about where she went, what she did. So if she didn't know anything, she wouldn't have a reason to lie, would she? Is my thinking. How far behind am I in chat? Hey, Kirby Goat. Welcome. Feel free to chime in. Glad to see you here. Lisa, please read my comment. Did I read it, Kels? I'm always behind in chat. I'm known for that. Yes, I did highlight that. Is this the one? I can remember the Zoomers. Okay, so it's accent. Candace was the accent. Okay, thanks. Yeah, I did take a screenshot of that. Okay. When they were, oh yeah, mowing and keeping, that's when the cameras were installed. The one BK puts up, Don took down. So did you install the cameras when they were in Arkansas? Did you put the cameras up? Who put them up when they were in Arkansas? I remember when you were mowing. Didn't Don get mad about that or something? That's my remembrance. I don't know. Speak the truth. Hello. That is true. Candace never sent, she went, oh yeah, Candace did not say she went to the SDA church. No, it wasn't. It was an oddly named church, not a mainstream. Was it Pentecostal? I can't remember. I can see it on the map in my mind. I would think so. I would think so. I don't know. Yeah, and I don't know who would have run her over. We all have theories because too many, yeah, there is too many. Jody Sue wouldn't allow him to call that one if it was connected to maybe his son. Oh, yep. I'm behind chat. I'm going to highlight that, Kels. Okay, I'm going down. Going down. I know. I can't help myself. I'm not like someone that just ignores the chat, especially when I ask people to correct me or. Ziggy is an idiot. I'm not going to highlight that because I'm sure she's already firing up a tarot reading. Apparently, I've commented 2 times about the stores. Oh, you do live in the area? I didn't know that. No, I did highlight it. Didn't I? Wasn't that the right one? Now we must wade through the swamp. Well, yes. But if you look at what TBI says, it said Summer was reported to have last been seen walking away. They didn't say she was last seen walking away. They said she was reported to be last seen walking away. So who did that come from? Because Candace didn't say that. She said Summer went down in the basement and never came back, didn't she? And everybody agrees that basement door was locked. Don, Candace, and even the boys told David Dotson that basement door was always locked. And I don't believe that Summer went downstairs and then came upstairs, all the while the boys did not notice. Or that someone carried her up the stairs and the boys didn't hear that. They were right there playing video games. Dave Reeder said on duty round he heard, yes. Yeah, Flies. Did you hear me say I sent an email to him? I did post that email on my wall, and Kirst posted it, or she used it in a live too, I believe. Yep, they said they heard the rumor. You'd think, because you'd think they would want to put the dogs around the footprints, wouldn't you? But yeah, dogs didn't get a scent around those footprints, so that's a little odd too. You kill me, girlfriend. Yes. She did. Allegedly. Yeah, I can see cows. I am impatient. I'm sorry. I go by that. Yeah. Well, and even when I played that True interview, True was saying how Summer did that cartwheel and she didn't have underwear on and she had crusty stuff on her. But that in that thing she did with Penny, which was right after Summer disappeared, she said no, she didn't hear of any SA or think it was going on. So what changed? What changed? Was it her family's influence? I don't know. She said she said to go to the store in Kingsport or the one by her house? I don't know that. She's asking Kel's that. Law enforcement didn't want. Is that X was searched there? I don't know. I'm honestly not really suspicious. I tried to. Oh, it was just. No, it was. I think it was 2 or 3 days ago. But yeah, it was just True. They're going through True's interview with Penny, and I just read the text. I've been doing corporate. No one does any good research. Well, other than looking at records and things, what would you think would be good research? If you call anybody and talk to them, you get accused of going real life. So that leaves you not talking to anyone, right? I don't know. People have gone to the gas station. People have gone to Sonic. People have gone to the horse pond. People have gone to just about everywhere, I think, and talked to just about everyone. I know 2 or 3 people that went to Chad's mother's house and tried to talk to Chad. I don't know. Okay, there we go, Kel's another comment. I don't want you to think I'm ignoring you. Mr. Nobody, oh my goodness. Cole has a pool. Okay. Yeah, everybody wants to hear his. There's some details that are being left out of public. I call them unfounded. I honestly think it was some type of accident. Something that Don and Candace panicked and didn't want something to be discovered. And I'm not talking about SA, but it could be anything. I don't know. Yeah, and I don't think they let things out. And with that little boy, what was his name that was just missing, Tyler, that they just found? What I highlighted and what I screenshotted was they said they had searchers out and they did not want anyone else to come and mess up the scene or confuse the searchers. So that's what they do here in this area too, is they ask for the public to not come and search because they don't want you to screw things up. So yeah, I'm behind in chat. Still, Scream was unfounded. Ronnie Lawson also said that the boys, didn't he say the boys said she went downstairs? I noticed when Ronnie is going to tell something that I think is not true, that he hesitates because he did so when he talked about the boys. And he did so when he was asked whether the wells passed the lie detector test. He waits a minute and then he blurts something out real fast. And I think that's his tell. Does your theory match anything from past to present? Okay, that's to Mr. Nobody. Exactly. Yeah, I don't think Ronnie was. But now that people say, yeah, I think it is. I think it is obvious. Did it, but I don't know. I know she will think the same of mine. I retracted a couple so she didn't have to touch on just hearsay. You're talking about me? People can say whatever they want in here. You don't have to worry about that. I don't know. It depended on how guilty you felt. I guess. Maybe she did take her to Dawn. Maybe she was, deceased by the time she got there. But on the other hand, did she have a chance to doze off? And what did Candy say when she said we came out of the trailer? Remember that? Mm. Okay, keep talking. Grand is the grand that said Candace never got Summer out of yes, Kyle. Exactly, and that came from Siggy Valero, and that's what I think. That's what I believe. Sadie, are you making fun of me? Speak truth, can you hear that? I'm sorry, I'll turn it off. There. Sorry. My air conditioning doesn't work and it's about 90 in here. So if I suddenly go silent, call 911 or send me some water. When me and some girls. Oh, you're pretty smart, crazy chicken lady. I just think, if you're hit by a car, usually you're thrown out of your shoes. I don't know. Not necessarily would have died then. Hi, Pam O'Connor. What's that girl, Tara? What's her name? The one that was riding the bicycle and everybody in town knows who did it, but it was the sheriff's son, so nothing ever happened. They still say that's an open case, but they hit her on her bike. I can't remember if the boys took the bike or not. I think they did, and took her body, but they didn't find any blood or anything there. They just found like her tape player all busted up, pieces of plastic from that, and the tape, just kind of like debris, no blood or anything. So I don't know. It wasn't really like meme-like, but I thought it was kind of cool. Took the wrong kid. Yeah, I don't believe that either. I mean, yeah. Okay, and here's something, with Fred saying, oh, it was a drug debt, Don owed all this money and wanted my help. Didn't he say it was 2 weeks before? Well, then people say, well, Don took $2,000 or $3,000 worth of crack and drove around Knoxville giving it away, remember? So if you owed a big, huge drug debt, why would you drive around giving away drugs? I don't think you would. I think all that's hoo-ha. There you go. I have not heard that. I have not heard that. SSA. SSA is concerned this case? I don't know. It does happen, but not as frequently as people on YouTube think. Hey, Danny. She told Chris she never met Don. She went down and saw Candace, but that was before Candace met Don. All right. Oh, Grubby Goat. Okay, I'm trying to work my way to the bottom. I'm sorry. Yeah, you're right. They do. Always in garbage bags. Sometimes in different dumpsters, but yeah. Okay. Mr. Nobody's Theory. Candace was the last one with her. Absolutely. Yep. You know, I read just a week or two ago about this person that, yeah, he killed a lady, cut her up, put her in 2 suitcases, and when they found him, he had left a credit card receipt or a bill addressed to himself in the suitcase. Like, these are stupid criminals that make it easy to easy to catch them. Thank goodness. I remember the guy that wrote the stick-up note for a bank on the back of some receipt of some kind with his name on it too. Just crazy. Okay, I'm going down to the bottom. So you're gonna have to repeat yourself now. PG ever after mad at her and admitted that she was a shadow person. I'm pretty sure I know who the shadow person is. Mad at her. Let me look and see who. Eve. You guys are mocking me. Hey, that's my hallmark. Oh, Goya's in here? Did I not explain myself? Okay, I'm going back up. The bike story. Could she have maybe drowned? Karen, honestly, anything is possible. We don't know. Goya. It's like there's not enough time. Oh, yeah, Goya, how are you doing? Oh, West Virginia butterfly? Um, is that really who it was? Oh, no, I know you're not. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Honestly. I don't. It's hard to tell. Don might. He might have something scripted for him. I don't know. Remember when PG used to write all this stuff? And then they had a falling out? I heard it was because she wrote something for him to read on Dr. Phil and he refused. So that was the end of her writing stuff for him. You know, people have been wondering that, saying that Summer Wells, just for Summer Wells or whatever, that Facebook page is by Tim. I have a screenshot of it when it started, and it said whatever, Justice for Summer Wells or Find Summer Wells, and then it says CF Pennington after it. And I know she did some videos and things for them at the beginning. So I don't know. Made me stop and think for a minute. Oh, yeah, I hope you're doing better. I know you had some troubles. We all have some troubles, don't we? Yeah, I don't know. I can't think Candace, in the beginning, the people that were honestly trying to help Candace and Don, I think they turned away and they seemed to gravitate more towards people that were using them. And Don said, "Oh, I'm just telling them things I want them to know." Actually, somebody was there when he was on the phone with a YouTuber, and he said, "I'm just telling him a bunch of lies or something." He seemed to tell a different story to each YouTuber and then watch them fight it out. So I don't believe anything he says, really. What? Oh, chill, Billy. Let me go look when I get off. If I do it now, I'm not that coordinated. But yeah, I'll go look at it. Is there only mod? Who's only mod? That's Oh, Candace? Oh my goodness. See, didn't I just say? What did I just say? She goes for the people that are using her instead of the people that are helping her. Yeah, Candace Strand's do driving things and stuff. Um, yeah, I'll check, Joel Billy. Okay, so I just wanted to set the time frame where I believe something happened. Now, what happened to her after that, where she is, or who may or may not have helped Candace at that particular time, um, I don't know. Exactly. Although some things are worse than death. So if it was a, you know, essay situation, I mean, a trafficking ring, kidnapping or something, I just can't see if you were kidnapping. I mean, it's so easy to just take a kid at Kmart or a fair or, you know, kids go missing like that all the time. You wouldn't have to go down on a dead end road with a bunch of cars and a bunch of dogs and people to grab a little girl. That's my thought. It's too easy. Yeah, I know people make that theory, but I mean, I just, I don't know. I just think there's a lot easier ways. And I don't think Ernie came up to the car while they were at Priceless and did something to Summer. So, no, I don't think, especially if Dalton was with him that day. Although that's the first time I'd heard that. Yes, I do remember Grumpy. I did not follow that case, so I don't really know anything about it. But yeah, I remember. But didn't there was a couple of other children there that had seen it, hadn't they? I thought that's what finally happened, that they finally talked. But yeah, they haven't been found. Harmony hasn't. Okay, that's not who I thought it was. Because I'm not going to say who I thought it was. I was sure it was that person. Because they said a certain thing in there that only one person had said the exact same thing. So I thought that was who it was. Well, it's something PG made up. Remember when she did that video of that 911 call when Summer's in there? And then she played that. Then she played it again. And in the middle of it, with no static, clear as a bell, no background noise, a lady out of nowhere that's nowhere else on the recording said, "Are you wearing panties?" And it stuck out like a sore thumb. And I'm like, what the fuck? You inserted that in there? How disgusting. So then even later she played it again and she'd made it sound more staticky and stuff like the rest of the call. She edited it, made it so that it didn't stand out like a sore thumb. That's just beyond the pale. Only a mentally ill person would do that. I don't know, Goya. How do you know? Maybe she's convinced herself in her head that something else had happened. Also, I'm going to tell you something that Candace, oh crap. Candace would have these episodes where she would almost go catatonic and then punch someone and then come out of it and not know what she did. She did that to Rose. There were witnesses. She just punched her and then came out of it and said, What are you crying about? She did it with Don's daughter Margie's now husband, then boyfriend, in the trailer in Arkansas. Remember? Punched him in the face. And True said one time she was sleeping and woke up and the boy was there and she punched him in the face. She did it one other time too. I can't remember who the other person she did was. So, I don't know. Almost like dissociative disorder or something. So, did that figure in with it? Absolutely. Absolutely. I don't know. And Don won't confirm who PG is, although I have proof now, but I didn't at one time and asked Don. I had a White Boy and Noel, and Don wouldn't tell. He wouldn't confirm it. Although I'm not sure he even knew, because remember, he knew she wanted to be called Sissy, and he called her Kathy once. But do you remember? I'm sure I still have that, where he said, "Who the hell are you?" So I don't know, but he did confirm who Squalta was. I did get that confirmed because they went to her house for a barbecue. So I think if he does know who PG is, I think they have something on each other. I don't know what. There were so many people involved at the beginning. You wonder what their motives were. Parents were charged with neglect. So they were found not guilty. They couldn't be charged for neglect again, but anything else they could have. I haven't heard of that case. I know. All this stuff, manipulating recordings and things, I hate that. Or, cutting, not against clip channels, but I mean, yeah, cutting things apart and manipulating them like that. That's taking the true out of true crime, isn't it? In my opinion. Yeah, they've had some pretty horrific fights there. Especially the one where Candace hid in the woods and called her friend to come pick her up when Don tried to run her over. That was pretty bad. She was gone for quite a while after that. And Dee, bless her heart, gave her a safe place. Dee was really sweet. I don't No, but yeah, the original, it's not on there. I think when they did something, they screwed up. Well, either that or dissociative disorder. I don't know. I hadn't heard that she. Um, I think I was told 3 of her diagnosis, but I don't know. That would have been younger. Yes. Yeah. Well, remember that time that she and Don were on Molly Golightly's? Um, and they weren't on panel. You just heard them. But there was boom, and Don says, "Don't hurt my door." Remember? And then Candace, "You just hit me in the throat." Everybody still swears that. "We saw him hit her in the throat." No, you didn't. He didn't hit her in the throat. If you were hit in the throat, that was a door. That didn't even sound like someone being hit in the throat. And you can't start screaming after you've been hit in the throat. I'm sure some of you know that that's true. Oh, that's a big lie. I didn't hear her say that. Oh my God. Kathy. Say that. No. School, no, I did not say that the Wells went to PG's for barbecue. They went to Squaltits for barbecue. Well, yeah. Well, that's what Truth said. One of the boys she was sleeping, and one of the boys was next to her, and she woke up and punched him in the face. That's her target, seems like. I don't know. Yeah, um, yeah. Well, and I've talked to someone, and you can go ahead and say that this is hearsay or whatever. Just what I was told, because I did talk to some of Candace's family. I've never talked to Candace, Don, or Candy, but some of the, Candace and Rose's friends and things. And, this lady's child was at a birthday party, children's birthday party, and they were swimming in a pool. And Candace tried to drown Rose, she told me, and their dad had to step in and save Rose. Well, Candace, I swear she was born violent. Remember, she stabbed the principal in the leg with a pencil when she was like 5, she said. They said she's always getting in fights on the bus and beating kids up. So yeah. I have no idea where she got that. She was Candy's favorite. She was the one Candy always kept with her. Didn't send her to her mother's. Like the other 2 girls. So I don't know. Okay. Thanks, Sandy. Yeah, Squall Karen. Wait. He's Chef Pics. They had sent him. Who? He. Oh, she done it first and then share. Yeah, and Emma put some edited photos up of Summer. Did you see the thing I just put a link to as a video, because I watch a lot of law, a lot of trials, and cop videos and traffic stops and things. Oh my God, you should go watch that one. That lady, I've never seen anything like that. She was she said she had a half drunk bottle, uh, big bottle of pre-mixed margaritas in her cup holder. And she told the cops that she had already smoked pot laced with fentanyl and heroin. And she was 5 months pregnant. She had her little baby in the back seat, and she left the baby in the car to go to these adult stores and steal things like lingerie sets, a pink dildo, and other stuff. She'd been to a couple stores. One guy said she had a lingerie set stuffed down the back of her pants, and said that it was a pad because she peed herself. Okay, so the cops get called, and she's screaming because she's fighting them, and they pick her up. She's like, pregnant, I'm pregnant. First she said, I'm a nurse. Do I get a courtesy? Then she was, oh, I'm pregnant. My placenta is low. You can't do this to me. Then they had her handcuffed her and had her sit down. I can't sit down. I have hemorrhoids. And then later when they put something on her, she's like, I can't breathe. I have COPD. I have asthma. I have sleep apnea. I'm like, I've never seen anyone. Imagine all that with the baby, taking all those drugs, 5 months pregnant. That was crazy. And then all these charges, she had like 2 pages of charges, and she only got a deferred sentence. She didn't even go to jail. Nothing. I just think the penalties for things these days in a lot of states just have those catch and release, the bail reform. It's ridiculous. It really is. And even back when I was digging into Rose's case, you look at Wisconsin, they have the absolute best court case website. The whole entire state is on one website. And all you have to do is punch the name in, and you get everything they've ever been associated with. So I was digging into there and see some of her friends, like they'd have all these drug charges and they'd all be dropped. Drug manufacturing, just a whole bunch of them. And then the prosecutor would just drop all charges. And what kind of a state has a law for 6th, 7th, and 8th DWI? Why do you shouldn't those people be in jail? If you have 5, why would you be out to do 6? I don't know. D was amazing. She was such a sweetheart. Yeah, I talked to her on Messenger. Oh, yeah, you could hear him hit the door. Well, and Peachy, don't do that, please. Peachy claimed that she was on the phone with Don when Candace broke his eardrum. Remember that? Remember when she hit him in the ear and broke his eardrum? I remember that, but Peachy said she was on the phone when that happened. She said EquiSearch was still there when that happened. I don't know. I think Candace can kind of take care of herself, actually. Yeah, squelch it. William Glory Hole, welcome again. No, we didn't celebrate Ernie's big release. I don't know why everybody treats him like a celebrity. It just encourages him and inflates his ego. To have people fighting over him, that just makes him feel like he's really important and newsworthy, and he's really not. There's just a lot more interesting people to talk about, I think, that actually do something. Oh, yeah, Karen. No, squelched. I'm sorry. Innocent. You never thought he was being released? Yeah. Why wouldn't you believe Fine Link? No, I knew he was. I didn't know he was at 12:01 because usually they wouldn't do it then. I thought it would be later in the day, but yeah, I knew he was getting out. Actually, after the probation revocation, he wasn't even given any extra time. The time he was in there was the time it took for the court to send over the release paperwork and have them process it. That's all it was. And like they didn't even send it over till like 2 weeks later. Okay, where am I? What time is this? Oh, I'm not too far behind. Hunter was a minor. She was irresponsible. Carrie, did I say hi to you? You know, Unmask. I still have those videos that Teresa did. She's just an excellent interviewer. I just love her. But they did that written interview with Candace, and then they did David Dotson. They did Allie, and who else did they do? I have all three of them. Mary. I think they did two with Mary. What was I going to say? Oh, Allie begged Unmasked to interview Hunter, and they refused because he was a minor and they didn't want to have anything to do with that. Why was she pushing her young son into that? And then, Chris McDonough, that didn't seem to bother him at all, did it? Yeah, he didn't hit her in the throat, but people swear that they saw it, that they literally saw him hit her in the throat. I did watch a video with Benny Keys and Don. Candace? Reading. Keys are reading. Hit Candace? Okay, I'm a little confused. Let me type it again. Regina, hello. The system is screwed up. It is big time. Oh, Pandora's Spider, it's okay. I didn't even post about it. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Yeah, nobody said, oh, I was right. Oh, no, nobody did they? I don't care, though. It doesn't matter. I didn't appreciate them calling me a liar, though, because I know. So, yeah, they're like, well, Brad called the jailer. Well, I'll tell you, the jail had been told not to release the correct information because of all the YouTubers calling. They didn't want them to surround the jail. So I don't know if that guy knew that or if there just wasn't updated information in the system. However, VineLink is not going to put out, that is for victims or possible victims to know that the person's on the street. So they're not going to put out false information on VineLink, regardless of what the jail tells you. They called the babies somebody, and it said they did not have, I think they called the baby's grandfather. to come and pick the baby up. But they said there was no update on the health of the baby she was 5 months pregnant with. And that's kind of sad. How could a baby survive meth, fentanyl, pot, and alcohol? Oh, yeah. Yeah, we're all entitled to our opinion. You post mad amounts of Ernie content. I post some, but I'm not going to post any more. You know, because he was a criminal. He was on the run. And you think all those women that, aided and abetted him and gave him a place to stay and money and bought him computers and everything, none of them got charged, did they? Or turned him in. Not a single one of them. I don't know. I wouldn't have someone that was absconding and running from the law at my place, I'll tell you. And I think everybody knows how I feel about Ernie. You'd think, but what was he? He was just, wasn't it a Kevin's where he said that he was alone? Everybody in the house was out with their girlfriend. And he said there was a bunch of people in the house. And they were all out with their girlfriends, if I remember this correctly. Because usually I'm listening while I do something else, so I could be wrong. But he said that okay, in this part, I do remember. He said all he remembers is eating Rocky Road ice cream and blue Kool-Aid. And yeah, the next thing he knows, he's out of his mind. I'm sorry. Look, I don't think he's... Yeah. Oh, did you, Kels? Kels, I watched part of something and then I went back to rewind to go to the beginning and it said this has a copyright strike by something and is not available in your area, so I couldn't watch it. Yeah. You definitely did. What? What are you talking about? Who is this? What did I say against you here? I haven't even, that's the first time I've seen you. Well, because people call me a liar, Mr. Nobody, and then they say they want receipts, and I post receipts, and they say they complain about that. So I don't know. I'm just not going to talk about it anymore. Think what you want, be wrong all you want. I try to set people straight, which is pretty much what everybody else does on YouTube. But I mean, what have I been wrong about? I said he wasn't going to do very much time in Massachusetts. Tarek agreed with me. He said he ain't going to do any time. Where people were saying he was going to do 20 years in Massachusetts. Did I say New York? Massachusetts. I said the Arizona thing was done. They suspended his license and assessed him fines for each charge. And I didn't think they would come and get him from Kentucky. I didn't think they'd bother. I'm still not sure why they did, because they flew him, on Delta halfway, and then Kentucky came and picked him up. took him the other halfway, and then didn't give him any extra time or anything. I don't know, unless they just wanted him to be there to tie up the case. But I know one person said, oh, when he was delivering in that van, every time he left the state, he's going to get an extra 10 years for probation violation. I think people want him locked up, like the idea of it, but don't realize what really happens to, I don't know, I saw a girl on drugs fight the cops, kicked one cop in the face and knocked his glasses off and broke them. She didn't get any time either. She didn't even get probation. They just let her go. So, oh, thank you, Pandora. That's nice, but that's okay. I tell everybody, don't stick up for me and make yourself a target. Isn't that what he asked for? He asked for some color Kool-Aid when the cops were there, remember? And then the cop brought him some, and I don't remember what color it was he asked for. And then he didn't trust the cop. He didn't trust anybody at that point. He was super paranoid. Oh, okay, great. That's great. Thanks. I'll go look at it again. I know. I thought, what the heck? Oh, I don't know. Is that Pam Tate? Pam, you're hilarious. It is. And people need to watch that when there's elections for the judiciary, because if judges are lean on sentences, vote them out. Vote somebody else in. Vote somebody that's tough on crime. If your laws are too lax, write your legislatures. Do something. You know, a lot of people that have had their children kidnapped or murdered, do something good from it and pass those, like Marcy's Law and all those laws named for kids, that do something good for children, and you can just find one legislator to introduce that bill and see what happens with it. You can change things. You really can. New York for a year they suspended the statute of limitations for sexual assaults. And that's why all those cases were brought up. And I posted that and I said, here, you guys complain about the statute of limitations being expired and not being able to press these cases. I said, get involved, write your legislators, have that law passed in your state. I didn't even think I got any comments on that. I don't know. It's easy to complain on the internet rather than do something, isn't it? No, no, that is no. Innocent. No, Pam O'Connor is Pam O'Connor, and she just changed her name to what? I'm that Pam O'Connor. She's not. I'm not Pam. If I stole a pack of gum, one time I had something like that. It was like a pen or chapstick or something, and at Target, and when I got out to my car, I noticed it was in the bottom of my cart, like it'd fallen through the top part, I'm like, holy shit, I don't want to take this back and get accused of shoplifting or something. I don't know. Well, girls, it could be a party. We could be in the big lockdown cell. I would not be able to go to the bathroom the whole entire time I was in a cell with other people. There, I said that. You can clip that. Oh, pink lemonade? I guess the blue Kool-Aid and Rocky Road ice cream doesn't sound very good. I guess the blue Kool-Aid made him crave something pink. Why is Brooks saying you have something for Ernie? What are you talking about? Maybe you're not. Maybe that's not Pam O'Connor. I'm confused now. I have absolutely no idea. No idea what you're talking about. I don't think Brooks and I have ever discussed Ernie, have we? Nope. I'm pretty sure we haven't. Oh, here, Pam. Okay. It's just a troll. Baby rapper. It just ended up in my bag. I know. I'll tell you, I was, what was that? It was a planner that was really big until everybody started keeping that on their phones. And every year you had to buy a new refill. They were pretty pricey. And, they went by quarters. So I was in the store. It started with an F. I don't remember what it was. And so, I had something in my arm, package in my arms. And so I was just piling them on my arms, looking for the right time frame, and couldn't find it. So I put them all back down and then walked to another store. And when I went to pay for something, I put my package down and there was one of those planners refills on there. I thought I was going to die. I did take it back down. I hot put it back down to the store and said, "Here, I accidentally walked out with this." You should have seen their face. That was hilarious. I know. I thought something, and while he was in the bathroom, he was looking and kept looking in those little cupboards. Yeah. Definitely paranoid. Definitely paranoid. Oh, Ernie. Is that really you? Mr. Nobody, you called his name. No, William Gloryhole did. Hey, Misha. I am. I got some interesting stuff coming up. I wanted to do Marvin Gaye again for a while. He's just a really evil, evil, evil person. You don't take somebody, I don't know why I don't want to get into it right now, but that's an interesting story. I'm going to do that, Ellen Greenberg, and I think I'm going to do Michael Stone's Scale of Evil. He did all those interviews with people. I'd like to talk about William Hirons. That's one of my interests, that guy. He spent longer in prison than anyone else. Was it 65 years or something? I don't know. He was innocent, in my opinion, and Dr. Stone's opinion, and other people's opinions. At that point, he never would have survived outside of prison, though. But, yeah, he didn't do that. I got a picture of them carrying him out after the police had questioned him. Yeah, he was beaten half to death and could not even stand. They were literally carrying him by his arms. So, yeah, you confessed. Yeah, okay. Why is everybody saying hi, Ernie? I notice. I'd rather say hi to Misha. Mr. Nobody, stop it. Kells. Is that really Ernie? Ernie, we're just having a nice little discussion here. Okay. Oh my God, we're getting bombarded by trolls all of a sudden. Is that Rapper? Where was I when I saw him telling? Oh yeah, he was all over Lips. one of Lip's posts telling her to delete what she put up over and over and over again. Yeah, that works. Should just post it twice if you ask her to take something down. I don't know, but I don't want this to be about Ernie. Okay, he said hello to everybody. Yep, we know you're out. And we all wish you would stay off of YouTube, Ernie. I thought you were spending time with your family. Okay, so... No, he doesn't want the link. No, he does not want a link. Sorry. I don't do links or open panel. Okay, everybody. Wow, 2.5. I did not think it would take this long. Anyway. We leave with Mr. Nobody's mysterious theory that he doesn't want us to know, but kind of told us. And I don't know. I just hope someday we know. Seriously. If nothing else, so that PG has to eat crow. Seriously. Yeah, I hope Summer hasn't been suffering all this time. And I said at the very beginning, if she walked out of the woods tomorrow, I would not be surprised, and that still holds. Nothing would surprise me, because we really know nothing. Really. What am I missing? Crazy chick lady, don't do that. I'll have to tell you a story about that emoji. I hate that one. Oh my God, please don't do that. Yes, hump day tomorrow. Okay, everybody. Thanks for coming. Thanks for being respectful. Thank my awesome mods. Thanks for keeping it on topic and sharing your opinions. It was a great time. So we'll talk to everybody later. I think I got another one coming up Friday, I believe, on Myra Gabriel. Tune in because it's pretty interesting. Have a good night, everybody.